Hello everyone, I'm Karen saying good to another video. Today it's going to be another vinyl update. Oh, we love one of those videos, don't we? And today it's going to be vinyl update number 22, I think. 22, I think. And we've got loads of things to show. We've got books, CDs, DVDs, singles, and LPs as well. So we're going to show them in no particular order. So yeah, this is stuff I've acquired over the last month. Pretty much is my last vinyl update. So I'm just going to show you the CDs first. First two I got in like a charity shop. The Who Then and Now, this is 1964 to 2007. I have the version that originally came out in 2004, which was from 1964 to 2004, but this has been updated to include the hit That's Not Enough, as it was included in their 2006 album Endless Wire. Yeah, Endless Wire. And Baba O'Riley has been replaced with Summertime Blues, so the Summertime Blues has been replaced with by Baba O'Riley, so quite interesting to have this CD, you know, good collector's item to have both the original and the updated version as well. So yeah, it's some The Who. Paul Simon, You're the One. This album came out in 2000. I actually just recently watched the Simon and Garfunkel concert in Central Park DVD recently, and I really enjoyed watching that. This album came out in 2000. And this is a new one that came out. The Killers Imploding the Mirage. This is their new album, which came out in August. Really great album, and it's their 6th #1, so well done, Killers. This is so far my favourite album of 2020. This is probably my favourite album of the year so far. I love Caution, Imploding the Mirage, Running Towards a Place, Lightning Fields, which is a duet with the singer KD Lang. So yeah, it's a really, really good album, one I really enjoy listening to. Next, I got this out of the Sockets record shop. This is Springsteen on Broadway. This is the Bruce Springsteen. This is an album of the Bruce Springsteen on Broadway shows, which he did in 2017 to 2018, which is at the Walter Kerr Theatre, New York, Broadway. So, yeah, haven't heard it, but sure, it might be interesting. It just slides out like that. It's like a die-cut, like, digipack thing. This came out in 2018 at the end of the run of the shows. 2 CDs in here. There's you get a book here, CD 1 here, and I can pull it out, CD 2. So I haven't yet heard this one, but it should probably be interesting listening. I think it's just Bruce on the guitar, because he's not got any of the E Street Band except for Patty. I think his wife Patty. So that, and then just recently I was in Glasgow and I got a few CDs from different places. First two I got from Missing in Glasgow. This is Paul McCartney's live album Unplugged, the official bootleg. This came out in 1991. Quite an interesting one. I've had this like downloaded from iTunes like years ago, but I've never had a physical copy of it until now. It's a CD, but because the vinyl is really difficult to find, but I'll hopefully get the vinyl of that one day. So I'm quite interested about that. This is a Japanese import, so that's really interesting. This came out in 1991. I love the cover design for this one. I really love the cover for this. I've always loved the cover. That's been one of my favourite album covers. Then I got Queen the Miracle. Got this in vinyl and wanted to get the CD of it for a while, so I thought, why not? Pretty good album. Really good album. This came out in 1989 originally. So, yeah, really good album. And this one I got in Fop, which is a shop in Glasgow, which I'm sure, Fop's like a music shop, which I'm sure everybody's heard of. Van Halen 5150, one of my favourite albums. Have this on vinyl, and I wanted to get the CD of it as well. This came out in 1986. Yeah, I love this album. Then we get the Blinded by the Light soundtrack, which was a story about this. It was a film about this this sort of British Asian boy, and his findings of life through Bruce Springsteen's music. And I thought this was a great film when it came out. There's loads, not just Bruce Springsteen, but there's loads of other ones here. But this was a film that came out last year, and it's got a lot of Bruce songs on it. So yeah, I love this film. One of my favourite movies of that year. And then I got a book when I was in Glasgow. This is Queen Unseen. This is written by their roadie, Peter Hintz, who was a great friend of the band, and I'm sure a great friend of Freddie's, and a great friend of Freddie's as well. But there's loads of interesting, like pretty much all the tours. He was pretty much with them from the beginning in 1973, right? So their last concert at Knebworth Park and the kind of Magic tour. So he's pretty much with them all the way, and he even stayed friends with them after their touring days ended. After their last tour, he still remained friends with them. And yeah, he's been pretty much been a lot of like documentaries about the band, and a lot of documentaries about Freddie Mercury as well. So yeah, quite an interesting read. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this. Now the singles. Now the first two I got from my dad, and the other two from other places. First up is Sammy Hagar, Piece of My Heart. This is from his album Standing Hampton, which will probably be in the next First Time Lessons edition. But yeah, I really like that song, Piece of My Heart. From 1981 on Geffen Records. Donna Summer. This is a really good one called This Time I Know It's For Real, with Whatever Your Heart Desires on the other side. This was 1989 on Warner Brothers. But yeah, this was a fabulous song. This was fantastic. I know it's different from her disco days of the 1970s, but this one was a really, really good song. This was really good. Next, I have Michael Jackson, Girl You're So Together single. This was originally taken from the album Farewell My Summer Love on 1984 with Touch the One You Love. Rather unusual title that, but anyway. On Motown, have the Farewell My Summer Love album, but I don't know if the B-side is from that album as well. But I'll have to have a look. Next, I got the Everly Brothers with All I Have to Do Is Dream. Back with Claudette, one of my favourite Everly Brothers songs there. Both sides are great. And I've got a few DVDs. One came from a charity shop, one came from Salt Shop, and then one I got online. So I'm going to show you the charity shop one first. This is Johnny Cash live in Montreux, 1994. This is from a 1994 concert that he did in Montreux. Of course, all his hits there, as well as stuff from his album at the time called, which was American Recordings. So this was just when Johnny Cash was kind of getting his career back on track in like the mid-1990s, when he signed with producer Rick Rubin's American Recordings label, and a lot of new generation of fans discovered Johnny Cash. And it comes with a little leaflet thing. So that's really, really interesting one. Johnny Cash, Man in Black. This is a documentary, I think, about him. So, this falling out. There we are. It's the DVD. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think this DVD was released in 2003. But yeah, I'm sure this will be an interesting watch. Next, this one I got online, Van Halen, Live Without a Net. This is their 1986 New Haven's Coliseum concert from the 5150 tour. So it's got a lot of songs from that album, as well as Panama, which was originally with David Lee Roth. And Ain't Talk About Love was also David Lee Roth. I Can't Drive 55, which was one of Sammy's solo songs. So yeah, I'm sure this will be an interesting watch, because I really love the 5150 album. So I'm sure this will be a great concert, because a lot of these songs are from that album. So yeah, really, really, really cool one to have. Okay, now I'm going over all the albums. So as you can see, it's a big pile of them. So we'll go through them individually, one by one, and we'll talk about them as we do in these vinyl updates. So the first one up is an LP called Roy Orbison Live in Melbourne, 1967. And this is a 1967 live performances, two of them in fact. Because side one is from a January 26th concert, and then the others from a January 27th concert on the other side. So quite interesting one to find. So he travelled to, this was a tour he was on with the Walker Brothers and the Yardbirds as well, and he had two performances at the Melbourne's Festival Hall, and they were broadcast on radio. And there's probably been loads of releases on this, but this is one of the releases I have from it. It's got a great cover. I really like that photo of Roy on the front there. Here's the insert. Information about Roy, which I think is from an article from the Record Mirror that was dated the 14th of January 1967. So yeah, a lot of nice photos there. And there's the record there, just on standard black vinyl with a customized label. So I'm sure that's been an interesting listen. So that. That. So yeah, that was quite an interesting one to have. I do like collecting these live recordings on vinyl, you know, because they're quite interesting to listen to. Next is Queen from Morenbay Stadium in Brazil, 1981. This was the game tour when suddenly they started playing to bigger audiences, and this was a big one for them because this was in Brazil. So yeah, this was, I think, their first concert in Brazil. Some songs on here, like pretty much pretty much all the songs from Hit, and even one of the earliest versions of Under Pressure. So that's quite an interesting one to have there. And there's the customized, just a customized label, standard black vinyl. It's quite hard to get out, but here we are. Oh, this performance was also broadcast on radio pretty much all over the world. So yeah, I think this could be another FM broadcast. Yeah, live radio broadcast. It says there's loads of these like live radio broadcasts released on vinyl and CD. So yeah, quite like the cover for this one too. Next is an online purchase. The first two were from my Sockets shop recently. This is Lou Gramm, Long Hard Look. So I bought Lou Gramm's Ready or Not about a few months ago in one of my recent vinyl updates, and I really enjoyed that album. And this is a good one. This came out in 1989. I really like I Know When It's All Over, I'll Know When It's Over, Day One, Warmest Rising Sun, Broken Dreams, Just Between You and Me, True Blue Love, and yeah, it's a pretty good album. I do prefer the first one, Ready or Not. It's got the hype sticker on it, and this is something quite interesting. It's a promo copy, so that was really interesting to have there. There's the lyrics, so yeah, really pretty good album, I must admit. And it's on Atlantic Records, like the previous album, Ready or Not, and so a lot of Foreigner's releases, because Lou Gramm was the lead singer of Foreigner for many years, and this is the Atlantic, and Atlantic was Foreigner's label throughout. So yeah, pretty good album, I must admit. Well, that I think it's pretty good. Next, I've got a few more from the Sockets record shop. I love going to that place. I don't know why. But this is Bruce Springsteen's 12-inch single for Cover Me. It's got loads of mixes. We've got an undercover mix and a dub mix. And we've got Shut Out the Light, which is a song he'd recorded during Born in the USA, but never released it on the actual album. But I think released it as a B-side. Then we have Dancing in the Dark, a dub mix, and Jersey Girl Live. I just have it for like collector's purposes, because I've got the Born in the USA album, and I have the 7-inch of this, but the 12-inch is really like for collector's purposes. This is on CBS Records. Try to slide it all back in. Next we have the Electric Light Orchestra on the Third Day. Now this originally came out in 1973, but this is a later print. It has a different cover from the original release, because the original release, this was the cover in America, and it had a different cover in Britain. In Britain it had like a fold out, there was a square, and it had like, there was Jeff's face in like the square, and you opened it up and it had a full picture of Jeff inside. But this is like a band shot, and I quite like this band shot, I must admit. I know the song Ma Belle on here. That's all I know, but this is a limited edition coloured vinyl re-release, so this is interesting with the inner sleeve with the lyrics, and it's on clear vinyl. So that's really interesting to have there on Jet Records. So yeah, nice clear see-through vinyl. It's just really cool. I never thought I'd find this. This is really interesting. So there's that one. And then we have, this is a big heavy one. This is Jeff Lynne's ELO, Wembley or Bust. This is their 2017 live album, which I have the CD and DVD of this live album, and I thought I'd get the vinyl of it. And yeah, it's pretty much everything Jeff's done until the recent point. There's no stuff from his recent album, I cannot remember that name. From Out of Nowhere, I think it's called. Something like that. None of that, because it was 2017 and that album came out last November. And he was meant to be doing a UK tour this year, but this blooming virus happened and that was cancelled. And I got the money refunded, but yeah, it's a pity that I'm not going to see him in October when I would have seen him. But I'm sure we'll get another chance to see him when this is all over. But anyway, these are the all songs. This is a triple vinyl set recorded at Wembley Stadium in 2017. It has a download card, but I have this on DVD and CD already, so I'm not going to bother. Has a lot of nice photos on it. That's a great photo. The cover art's great too. I think all the labels are the same. Yeah, this label is customized label through Columbia Records. A big Trilby as well, which do a lot of Jeff Lynne releases. And another thing I love about this is the front cover. It's a great photo, like the ELO logo over Wembley at night and all the city at night. I think that looks really great cover, really great shot. Now this is one this next one is one that my gran gave me. Probably have a copy of this, but it's not too bad to have another one. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. So yeah, this is our not an original, unfortunately. Original, these are quite hard to find, I think. But that's on this label. But I'm sure this doesn't hurt to have a spare backup, as I have another copy of it. Never really hurts to have another, as I say. So yeah, that one. Now the next record I have to show is this one interesting one. It's called The Beach Boys 20 Golden Greats. Now I bought this from Record Shop. I heard good things about the Beach Boys. I've heard a few of their songs like on the radio and stuff like that. Like I Get Around, Good Vibrations, stuff like that. And a lot of people I know have covered their songs. Like Roy Orbison covered Help Me Rhonda at one point. A few people I know have covered Don't Worry Baby, like Keith Moon covered it, and so did the Everly Brothers. The Who at one point covered Barbara Ann. And so yeah, I know the Beach Boys had a big influence on some people, and this is a big selling compilation in 1976. This was on Capitol Records. I really love that cover with like the surfer and like sort of the blue and the green cover. I really like that. And it's on Capitol Records. And so I've actually just listened to it today. It's a really good compilation, I must say. One that I really enjoyed listening to. So as Beach Boys, they're greatest hits sort of do it for me. But I know they're a very popular act, and this was a very popular album at the time. And so the greatest hits will do me. But it's good 60s music like the Beach Boys. So yeah. Next we have another one from the Song Shop. This is Gerry Rafferty, City to City. Now Gerry Rafferty was a very famous Scottish singer. He had a hit with Baker Street, and this album includes that big hit song, and I love that song, Baker Street. I'd like to get a Baker Street single, but this is good for now. I haven't yet heard it, but it should hopefully be a good album. But he was born in Paisley, and he was known for playing in a folk group called the Humble Bums, which is a folk group with a comedian called Billy Connolly as well. So Gerry Rafferty, I sort of know through the link of that and through the song Baker Street. And this is 1978, I think. Yeah, 1978 on United Artists. This actually needed a bit of a clean, but still got some bits on it, but I should hopefully clean it off because it's stuck to like this plastic in a sleeve, and yeah, so I should hopefully get some of that off before I play it. So yeah, really interesting one to have there. Gerry Rafferty, City to City on United Artists. Now these next few vinyls come from Glasgow when I went there just a few days ago. First up is Bob Dylan's Saved. This is his 1980 album, and this was the second in a trilogy where he recorded 3 Christian sort of albums. Like he did Slow Train Coming in 1979, Saved in 1980, and then Shot of Love in 1981, which I got about a few months ago. And haven't heard this yet, but I don't know what it's going to be like. But this is 1980, as I say, on CBS Records. There's a label there. So Bob Dylan Saved from 1980. This came out? Yeah, 1980. Don't really know any of the songs on here. But there we go. Next up, this is the Monumental Roy Orbison Volume 2. Now this is a 1975 compilation. Yeah, 1975. Now I bought Monumental Roy Orbison Volume 1 in England a while back. And it did have the right record in it. But this is Volume 2. And it has the right record in it. But I'm still hoping to get a Volume 1 with the right record at some point. I'll hopefully get that sometime. And this is on Monument Records. So yeah, really interesting to have the bottom like album tracks and stuff like that. Sleeve. Quite a nice cover as well. So yeah, not much to say about this one. It's just a compilation, but it's quite interesting, especially with some of the track choices. Next we have a Roy Orbison studio album called Roy Orbison Sings Don Gibson. Don Gibson was a country singer, I think, and Roy's covering songs. Many of these songs have been covered. I've had this on CD for a long time, and I've wanted a vinyl for it for a long while, so finally got it. This is an original stereo copy from 1967 on the London label. The big hit was Too Soon to Know on here, but there's other great covers like I'd Be a Legend in My Time, Sweet Dreams, The Same Street, Oh Such Stranger, Blue Blue Day. Yeah, some pretty good songs on this album, I must admit. It's quite a good album. It's on London Records, like his albums in the UK were at that point, through MGM Records in America. And it's on the Blue London label, since it's stereo, not mono, but there, stereo's okay, I'll take stereo. Yeah, still not quite far from my Roy Orbison collection yet. There's still 3 I'm missing. I'm still missing The Fastest Guitar Alive, Hank Williams' The Roy Orbison Way, and Milestones as well, and I'm Still in Love with You. So those 5 ones I've still to find. Hopefully we'll get there. We'll get there. Hopefully. So, get this in. Next up, I've got an Everly Brothers solo record. This is Don Everly, Brother Jukebox, 1977. This is a 1983 reprint on Sundown. He does Oh What a Feeling on here, which was originally an Everly Brothers B-side. So was Since You Broke My Heart on here, which were both originally Everly Brothers B-sides. And oh, this needs gluing. As you can see, this needs a lot of gluing. But originally came out in DJM in the UK. It's on Sundown Records. Now, still to find Don Everly's first solo album, and then I'm completing his solo albums. Phil Everly, I've still to find a few of his, but then I'll hopefully find them as well. Yeah, this was a nice find. Might give this one a listen to as well. Haven't yet heard Don or Phil's solo work. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be good. As their Everly Brothers stuff was. It was just amazing, their Everly Brothers stuff. Next, 2 more records, and 3 more records actually, 2 of them, last 2 from Glasgow. First one up is Andy Williams' Greatest Hits. Now, of course, we know Andy Williams. My grandpa likes Andy Williams because recently it was his birthday, and we made like a wee birthday CD for him, and they included the Andy Williams songs Moon River and Can't Get Used to Losing You. So I've just kind of listened to Andy Williams for those 2 songs, and I bought a Greatest Hits because I'm not a fan of his. I like those 2 songs. He's got a nice voice, I must admit, but this is all I really need on him. Yeah, quite an interesting record there. I'm sure this will be a good listen. This was a number 1 in 1970, this album, so this was another popular selling compilation. This is the inner sleeve, and it's on CBS Records. An original. So there's that one. There's that one, quite an interesting one there. Andy Williams. Next is, last one from Glasgow is Paul Simon in Concert Live Rhyming. Now this is a 1974 live album. Some of his solo songs up to that point, and some of the Simon and Garfunkel ones. Like the Simon Garfunkel ones he does are Boxer, El Condor Pasa, Homeward Bound America, Bridge Over Troubled Water, and The Sounds of Silence. And his solo ones include Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard, and Man Child Union, and Loves Me Like a Rock as well. So yeah, there's some interesting ones here. This is a UK pressing original on CBS. This one also needs gluing. But there's the inner sleeve with another Paul Simon record for his There Goes Rhyming Simon album that came out. And Art Garfunkel with Angel Clare. So that's quite an interesting advertisement there. And we're on CBS Records, this label. Pretty sure this is one of the last releases of this label because they changed like an orangey yellow CBS label in the 70s as well. So there's that one. So yeah, Paul Simon collection, got quite a bit on him. So there's that one. And the last one's an online purchase. Now I've still got one thing coming, and that's a video, like a VHS music video. Hopefully that might be the next vinyl update, who knows. But this is the Jacksons and Triumph. Now the Jacksons, of course, Michael Jackson and his brothers, Randy, Tito, Marlon. I don't know if there was another brother's name? Michael and Tito, Randy, Jermaine. There was Michael, Tito, Jermaine, Randy and Marlon, the Jacksons, and this was after the Jackson 5 days. This had the big hit on Can You Feel It. This album came out in 1980, and I know Adam Martin, who I'm subscribed to, does some Michael Jackson videos, and he's done like a whole Michael Jackson music timeline, so that's a really interesting video. And yeah, I haven't heard it. This should be a pretty good album. This is my first Jacksons album. I've got Michael Jackson solo work and some Jackson 5 solo singles, but never any Jacksons on vinyl. But hopefully that'll change. I'll hopefully get some Jackson 5 albums as well. These are the lyrics, and it's on Epic Records. This is a Holland import. There's the label there. 1980, this one. So yeah, hopefully you get this a listen. This has been the next First Time Listens album. But there we go. That's Vinyl Day 22 done. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and hope to see you again next video. Until then, ta-ta for now.